At first, the signs can be subtle. Missing your exit on the freeway, forgetting what you need at the grocery store, misplacing your keys.
I'll look at my phone and read the names, and a lot of them don't mean anything to me. This is our oldest.
Your life marches on independently, but the markers of memory slowly, surely begin to fade.
That's Tracy.
That's what early Alzheimer's feels like. When 80-year-old Jack Driscoll got his own Alzheimer's diagnosis in 2019, he was doing okay, but he worried what his future would eventually have in store.
I talked to my wife and I talked to my kids and let them know that maybe down the road I wasn't going to be the same as I was then.
So in 2021, Jack enrolled in a clinical trial for an experimental drug called Lecanemab. Just approved by the FDA, this drug has shown it can potentially postpone the fate of those with early Alzheimer's, in part by removing amyloid plaques from the brain.
We're finding that this specific type of amyloid, when removed, actually associates or correlates with a slowing of cognitive decline.
Most importantly, clinical trials of the drug found that it slowed cognitive decline in people with early Alzheimer's by 27%. What does that mean? According to models by the drug maker, someone who is 80, like Jack, could experience a 2 to 3 year delay in progression to worsening of his Alzheimer's disease.
We've been targeting Alzheimer's disease at the end stage when people have dementia, where they can no longer take care of themselves and the pathology and the plaques and the tangles have built up, and by that time there's not as much as we can do.
But nothing comes without risks, and the ones that come with this type of drug have raised red flags.
We have known for many years that with almost all of the drugs in this class, there can be a side effect of ARIA.
Dr. Sharon Cohen has been studying Alzheimer's drugs for 30 years and was part of the clinical trial for Lecanemab. What she is talking about, ARIA, is amyloid-related imaging abnormality. It can look like this or this. It's brain swelling or brain bleeding, though Cohen says these types of side effects were mostly mild in the trial.
We do know that Lecanemab has a low rate of causing macrohemorrhage, not necessarily fatal, but a low rate, less than 1%.
In the phase 3 clinical trial, there were 7 deaths in the placebo group and 6 deaths in the Lecanemab group. According to the investigators, though, none of the deaths were considered to be due to Lecanemab or ARIA. The New England Journal of Medicine recently published details of an additional death of a patient on the drug who had been given blood thinners, raising additional concerns.
It's pretty hard to say Lecanemab caused that when you're giving a drug that itself can cause significant bleeding. However, the combination gives us pause.
Neurologist Dr. Richard Isaacson agrees that while this drug shows promise, it must come with caution. For example, avoiding blood thinners while taking the medication.
I will prescribe this drug in the right person, at the right dose, and in a very carefully monitored way. But this drug is not for everyone.
For Jack, the possibility of continuing to live a full life, spending quality time with all 4 children and all 9 grandchildren, even for just a while longer, well, that is worth the risk.
As far as I'm concerned, we're having a great life right now and things are good, and my wife is a wonderful caretaker, so we get it with each other and we know what we're living with.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN, reporting.